Okay, welcome into Rock Hard Music. I am Rob, your host, and today I'm going to give myself a little education. Led Zeppelin, no secret, one of the most legendary rock bands in the history of all rock music. Being 50 now, when I was old enough to get into music, I was 5 and immediately gravitated towards Kiss, thanks to my brother, who is a few years older than me. From there, I had other interests, stuff that my mom would play, 50s, stuff like that, ABBA, but I never delved into the older classic rock, Led Zeppelin, The Doors, Black Sabbath, all Deep Purple, all that stuff. But over the years, as I became into my teen years, started going to, especially once I got to high school, it was clear that Led Zeppelin had this huge fan following, including a couple of my friends or people in the group. So I have heard, most of what would be considered their big tunes. Of course, Stairway to Heaven, I just have no time for. I don't mind it when it gets to the heavy part, but the slow stuff is just painful for me to listen to. I've never really understood the attraction to this band. And of course, my heroes, Kiss, at the time were giving credit to Led Zeppelin at every turn as one of their biggest influences, and that's fine. The sound was just irritating to me. At that time, listening to a much more polished sound with Kiss, in my opinion, a better vocalist with more variation to his style of singing with Paul Stanley. And this stuff always, and a lot of it could be traced back to, technology, right? But as far as, the recording sound in the 60s and 70s versus, obviously 80s, 90s, whatever. But Kiss was right there with them in the early 70s, and their stuff didn't sound like this audibly. I have always found them to be, and I know Bonham is supposed to be this world-renowned drummer, or was, rest in peace, but it was always so cymbal-heavy, and it was just like, it was irritating to me. I like a more full bass-heavy type sound than a tinny type sound. So again, some of that could have been production back in the day. I don't know. I am far from a studio expert, but I just never got it. And there was a girl, her name was Danelle, in our group in high school, and she was a huge Led Zeppelin fan, and we used to give each other shit back and forth, nonstop, Kiss versus Zeppelin. And me and my buddy Al one time went to her place for a party, and she was determined to, convince me that Led Zeppelin was a good band. So we sat there at a little kitchenette bar, me and my buddy Al, for better part of an hour, listening to nothing but Led Zeppelin play. And honestly, by the end of the evening, I felt depressed, angry, emotionally spent. It just drained all the life out of me. I could not understand what I was listening to or why I was giving it a chance. But now as an older guy, I've decided to go back and give a lot of this music, because tastes change over the years. Your appreciation changes as you become, an old dude. And so I've been meaning to get back in and just give them another shot. So I pulled a video here that I did sample for a second just to test the sound quality, and this is from 1973 at Madison Square Garden. the song Rock and Roll. So I just want to see now maybe if there's something I just didn't get then. So I figured I'd do that live with y'all and give you an honest take. You know, this ain't a reaction video per se because I know the song well. You know, you hear it in, you know, bar cover bands, you hear it in movies and whatever. So it's nothing new to me, but I've never really sat down and watched them live or in a video format, period. I've never really watched. I've seen pictures of Led Zeppelin, but that's about it. Like I said, I just didn't chase that band. But, yeah, long story longer, let's go ahead and give them a shot here again in my ripe old age of 50 and see where it lands. I tell you, that's an awesome outfit that Jimmy Page is wearing, though, isn't it? You can see where Kiss got a lot of their ideas or visual. That is a super cool outfit, even by today's standards. I tell you what, hell of a guitar player, though, right? I mean, you got to give Page his props. None of the effects or any of that stuff, just straight out Les Paul amped, regular classic rock crunch with the bends, and it's just the classic sound. Obviously, much inspired Ace Frehley, I would assume, because it's a very similar sound. Let's pick her back up. well, there we have it. Led Zeppelin, Rock and Roll, 1973, Madison Square Garden. I tell you, it's not as bad as I remember. Like I said, people's tastes evolve. You mature. You appreciate tradition, for lack of a better term, I guess, or nostalgia to back to the way music used to be before all this, computer enhanced stuff that we're seeing today. They remind me much live of a Rolling Stones, where it seems Plant and Page are really the only ones featured or visible as far as having some stage presence, being, animated, having a rock star look, much like Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. And then everybody else kind of is just in the background. And I know, don't attack me, I know Bonham is, one of the greatest drummers of all time and extremely popular and influential. It's just, it's hard for a drummer to really stand out on stage unless you're doing things like Tommy Lee with all the contraptions to levitate, and Peter Criss and every Kiss drummer, really. Or if you're the singer, Phil Collins, stuff like that, because then you get extra attention, right? And the other band members are usually pushed to the side, and the drum's a little closer up front. But so Bonham gets kind of buried in the back like every other drummer. But the look-wise, I like what I'm seeing from Page and Plant. And they are animated showmen, which I was not aware of. I kind of figured Plant was, but Page, all the clips I had seen, he was kind of just like a statue. Well, apparently that's not true. He was jumping all over the place. And again, like I said, that outfit was killer. And his guitar playing's top notch. Plant's got a great voice. I'll give him that. It's just on a lot of songs, it doesn't land with me audibly for like a pleasurable sound in my ears. This was pretty decent. I will say with Plant, over the last couple years, I have on XM radio, just listening to different channels, I had no idea when he went solo. The only song I ever knew was that Tall Cool One, right? And I thought that was a stupid song. But then all of a sudden I started hearing things like Big Log and, God, there was another one. Two just epically calming, soothing ballads with beautiful vocals, and I absolutely love those songs, so much so that I put them on a playlist. And it blew me away at first when I found out it was Robert Plant, because I mean you could tell it sounded like him, but it was such a different approach, and I really enjoyed it. So but what I saw here is pretty decent. I'm not, ready to go out and, buy some Led Zeppelin albums yet, but it's definitely worth giving them, more of a shot now with my more mature taste, and maybe an overlonging for the past due to the current state of sound in rock and metal. But there you go. Let me know what you guys think. Is there anything that you think I should check out Led Zeppelin-wise that might continue me on this possible awakening to Led Zeppelin? I'm not saying I'm going to be the biggest fan in the world, but this gave me a little appreciation. It was enjoyable. So, until next time, thanks for watching.